Okay, we're ready to calculate the price that each shipping company is going to charge us, but first we have to understand this concept, or I have to remind you of the concept of FCL and LCL. So the shipping company's got two options. They can charge us a flat fee, which is a full container load at $12.38, or a per cubic meter price. In this case it's €210. Now, to get the full price for that, we need to find the cubic meters. So we're going to run a vlookup, and it's going to look at the value that we've chosen in terms of units required, comma, so I'm looking up here now, and the table is going to be the table that we've pasted in the previous video, so it's all of the units plus that second column basically is what we need. And go back to the formula, comma, and 2, because we want the answer from column 2, which is the cubic meters. And just format that to a number with no decimal places. Okay, so what it's doing is you and I select the number of units we want. Let's say we want to order 2,500 units. The vlookup will go down to this table and see that 2,500 units corresponds to 1 cubic meter and give us the number accordingly. Now that we've got a shipment of 1 cubic meter, we can now work out the price, and in here we need to run an if function, and the logical test is if the FCL rate is greater than the LCL rate times the cubic meters. Now if that's true, then we'll use LCL times 1 cubic meter, otherwise we'll use the FCL rate. Okay, so if I'll just enter that, so we end up with a price of $210. I'm just going to break this down so you understand this concept. If I do the Euro LCL rate times 1, I'm just randomly going to do it here, it's 210. So our if function is basically saying if the FCL rate is greater than the LCL rate, this 210, then use the cheaper price, otherwise use FCL. Now in this case it's pretty obvious that at 1 cubic meter it's cheaper, but have a look if I change this now to 20,000 units, and the LCL rate for 20,000 units is €1,680, but the FCL rate is $12.38. So there's an incentive for us to get a full container at the cheaper price than the LCL price, and that's what this one's doing. Last point you'll note is that these are in euros, so we've got to change them into Aussie dollars. So again, we've done it in previous exercises, or you should have done it in this exercise, task 1, and I've named all of my currencies euro exchange rate. So we can simply, at the end of that, I'll do it up here, times euro underscore exchange rate, if I double click on that. And let's format that cell into a currency. I'm going to put in the code AUD, 2 decimal places, and bang. Okay. So the objective is I choose the number of units I want to import. So it's 10,000. That's one. I choose the number of units required, and it gives me the price $1,133, or 250,000, or 2. Okay, now repeat the process for all the other shipping lines, and you would have completed price. Finally, for quantity of units arriving, it's simply a straight equals whatever we select in that cell. So you can absolute that and drag it down. So if I change that